My name's Hazem Gaber, and today we're going to learn how to write if statements. So, the if statement is a very important logic tool in programming, and it's got three parts. Well, it's got one part, and it may have three parts, or two parts, or 17,000 parts, depending on what you want to do. So, the core of the if statement is the word if. And then there's a condition. So we want this condition to be true. So if this condition is true, then do something. So between the curly braces, we put some code here. And do whatever you want here. So, for example, if the door is open, right? So our condition might be, door is open equals open. Then close the door. And then we might, so this has to be true. If this is false, the condition won't execute. So we have to structure our statement. So for example, if Bob didn't file a tax return, if then we just say filed equals false and do something. Call Bob, see where his tax return is. So uh, the filed variable is false, but the actual logic of the statement is true. If filed is false, this executes to be true, if that makes any sense. So we can have multiple conditions. For example, um, so once we have, so we can do what's called an else. So at the end of the statement, so if the first condition is not met and we have a second condition, we can write else if. So here's a second condition. So if I'm so if we're making, say, an app to deal with a a crying baby, might say if the baby's if the baby has a dirty diaper, then change the diaper. If the baby's hungry, so if the diaper's not dirty, then we go to else if. So if the baby's hungry, then feed the baby. And then if the baby's thirsty, so I can have thousands of else if statements if I wanted to. So I can do, if baby is hungry, feed the baby. Else if baby thirsty, give the baby water. Else if diaper is dirty, change the diaper. And we can go on. And then if we run out of else ifs, we can have an else. So there's no condition with the else. So if all of these conditions, if none of these conditions in our statement are met, then something else is wrong with the baby. Call the doctor. So the computer is going to start on the F statement. And if the condition is not met, it's going to go to the first else if statement, and then the next one, and the next one, until it's done. And we have an else, then we're going to execute something here. And it's going to stop at the first true statement. So if the baby is thirsty and the baby's diaper is dirty, it's going to give the baby water, and it's going to stop right here. It's not going to change the diaper too. It's just going to give the baby water. So we have to be careful when we write an if statement to make sure that if there's multiple conditions that are true, uh, then we need to structure our statement so that all the necessary uh, actions are taken. And by the way, we don't need to have the else section. We can cut it out. Now, if we don't have an else section, then the code's going to start with the if and the else if and the else if, and then it's just going to stop. Because if none of the conditions are met, it just won't do anything. Any questions? Please leave a comment.